Okay, we've already kind of talked about some of this stuff that we do in Chapter 9, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on it. And a lot of it has to do with the model tree over here. So again, when you create a feature or something, you it creates an existence over on the side here. So we've got extrusion 1, and then extrusion 2 is the little semicircle. You can rename these if you want just by right-clicking and selecting. Uh, oh, it's not in there. So I guess just kind of 2 slow clicks, and we'll call this one angle, something like that. And we'll call this one semicircle. And again, I just click on it, kind of slowly, double click. Well, not double click, but click twice slowly. And again, this can be helpful if you've got many, many features, knowing which is which and that giving them names and things like that. I can also look at dimensions just by right clicking and hitting show dimensions, and you can see those dimensions of the object. And if I want to make changes to those dimensions, I could do it right here just by double clicking on a dimension, call this 1.75, something like that. It'll make that dimension change. Notice it didn't update it. I actually have to go up here to the local update to get that to change like that. But you can make that change just like that. Again, just by right clicking, show dimensions, and then I can click any dimension, make the change, and then update it like so. Okay. And as we've done before, we can make changes to any feature just by right clicking on it and doing edit feature. It'll bring back up my extrusion box, so if I want to extrude it maybe 2 inches this time, okay, it'll extrude it a little bit further. I can flip the thing, go halves, you can make any change that you created with that, like so. I think this got upset because the semicircle depended upon that, based on that size that it was. So I think I'll undo it, but you can go ahead and go in and make those changes. And if you needed to make the changes to the other one, you could have done that as well. Again, we've done that before just by clicking on edit feature. Now we can go in, we can actually edit the sketch if we want, okay, and come back to our initial guy like this. And we can make any changes to the sketch we want. For example, let's put a fillet in. We've not done that before. So to create a fillet, it's just right up here. Click on that, and then you put in the dimension. We'll put in 1/4 inch, okay? And then you just click on the 2 lines, and it puts the fillet in there. No big deal, okay? Again, when you're finished with that, you can go ahead and hit Finish Sketch, and it'll make that update with the fillet right in there. Okay, so, and again, a lot of this stuff we've already done, so this should not be really new, this idea of the model history tree, okay, but we've got it over there. One other thing that will come into use later is this eye properties, okay, and you can do a lot of things with the physical properties. Put in density, so if you've got a very specific kind of metal, you can go ahead and change it in there. If you want, if you're trying to look for the size of something or something like that. You can also put in, and this will be helpful when we get into the drawings, this is where you can put in the title, what the name of the part is, who drew it, your company, all that stuff. So this is where we can kind of store some of that data that we need. It may not seem super useful, but at this point, but there are definitely ways that it is useful. We'll show some of them right now. The chapter here talks a lot about the physical parts, changing things. So if you do want to find out the weight of something, or which material will cause what weights and things of that nature, but you can mess around with the physical property, materials and densities and different things of that nature. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as is for right now. But again, that's under the file and then under eye properties. Okay, and you can play around with that and put in some of that data, that background data that we have. And that's really all we have for this. So you can follow along in the book, do some labs, and everything should be good.